Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part of our project for today. The way that we're going to do this is it's going to look a little bit different than essays we've written in the past. So for this project, we're going to build it as we go. So instead of me teaching you all of the personal narrative elements, we're going to work backwards, okay? So you're going to need two things up. You're going to need to open up the personal narrative pre-written graphic organizer and the personal narrative first draft. So before the PSSAs, we completed this. You should have it with you. If you don't have it, it's in the bin, so make sure that you get it. I typed mine, did it on Cami. You did yours on paper. You're going to need it for today. So you're going to need that, and then you're going to open up the personal narrative first draft. Okay, if you want to handwrite this is fine, but you do need to pay attention to the directions first. All right, so there's a couple of steps for you here. So the first draft just needs to include the elements below and what's included in the rubric. So you're going to it says use this link. I'm going to post this video here so you'll watch it first. And then you want to scroll down and open the Google Doc below. Okay, this Google Doc is going to pull up a blank version of this piece of paper. So we're going to come back to that. Now, what I also want you to do is I want you to take a look at the rubric to score your personal narrative once you have finished your draft. You don't need to hand this in. This is just for you to take a look at. So this is how I'm going to grade you at the very end. Okay. You want to make sure that the story is written as a personal narrative, and you focus on one specific personal experience. So you want to let me know what that is. You need a realistic situation, characters, some kind of conflict, a beginning, middle, and an end. You need organization. Okay, your events need to happen in chronological order. First person point of view. So you can use I, me, and my, and just make sure you're using precise words to communicate your specific ideas, and then very few spelling errors. Okay, so this is how I'm going to grade this. You're welcome to fill it out. You're welcome just to reference it, and then I will take a look at the teacher's score and you'll get that back. Anyway, when you're done typing or when you're done writing, you want to hand in your personal narrative after you look at the rubric. So let's take a look what this is going to look like. This is a document that we're going to constantly come back throughout the marking period. Okay, so it's the same prompt. Make sure that you have all necessary narrative elements that are included in the requirements. Now it says revise for content before printing. This is just the basics for right now. And then we're going to add to this as we go. Okay, so I'm going to read my personal narrative. This is just a good start. We're going to add in dialogue, show, don't tell. I'm going to highlight specific elements of that. But this is ultimately what you should have at the end of the class period today. Okay, so if we think about my personal narrative, right, I talked about how I lost my tassel at graduation. It was very vague. This is where I add in a little bit more detail. On a sunny day in May of 2018, I became the first in my family to graduate college. I spent 4 long years writing papers, doing research, and participating in clubs to build my resume. Student taught in 8 different classrooms and earned all A's in all of my classes. An easy recipe for graduation, right? Wrong. While I had put in the hard work, when the day had come, I almost missed my college graduation. It was after lunch when we returned to campus that we hit all of the major spots to take pictures and capture this exciting moment. I stood with my parents outside of Ritter Hall, my parents beaming with pride. My siblings and I walked 3 blocks over to where we took photos outside of the dorm building they helped me move into 4 years earlier. With graduation beginning at 5 p.m., when we looked at our watches, it was 4:45 and time to go. I felt so much joy and happiness as I walked with my family over to Pearson and McGonigal Hall, where I was ready to walk across the stage. When suddenly I looked at my cap and noticed my tassel was missing. The tassel was missing. Missing. How could the one thing that signifies my greatest accomplishment be gone? In tears, I told my mom that we needed to go to the student center and purchase a new one, and we needed to go quickly. With the both of us in heels, we sprinted like Usain Bolt with a broken ankle, the length of 3 city blocks. Out of breath, I asked the worker to buy a new tassel just as the student center closed for the semester. As fast as we ran there, we ran back. With my last breath gone, sweat pouring down my face, my feet red and my hair frizzy, I made it to graduation check-in just in time. I hugged my friends and we listened for directions. Just as pomp and circumstances began to play, the graduation coordinator shouted, "If anyone needs a tassel, last call." I couldn't believe it. Not only did I sprint to get a new one, I could have gotten it for free. As the nerves of almost missing my graduation wore off, I was able to laugh off my ability to make a mountain out of a molehill. When what started as a scary close call ended as a story that still makes my family laugh today. So if I go back, I have all of the elements that are listed in my graphic organizer and that are also in the rubric. So you want to make sure that you're at least meeting these expectations for today. When you're done, if you print, you can submit and make sure you print and submit, and then you are good to go. When you finish, make sure you find something quiet to do. It's a good time